Give a man a fish, feed him for one day. Teach a man how to fish, feed him every day. Give a man a place to stay in your house, give him shelter for one night. Teach a man how to build his own house, give him shelter every night. What does that man now do with this knowledge that he just got? He builds a house, he starts fishing, starts feeding himself. There's no more fish to fish anymore in the sea or in the ocean or in the pond, wherever he's from, wherever he's nearby. What does he do now? He leaves that place, go to another place. Why? Because now he can build a house and live wherever he wants to live. So he builds another house somewhere else because there's more fish around that house. He starts fishing and feeding himself. Now he has enough food for himself and he has a roof over his head. He has a place to stay. He has a shelter. What does he do now? He starts looking for a woman to build a family. It's in every single man's natural instinct to have a family. That's the number one reason why we humans are here in this earth. That's our number one purpose, is to procreate so the human race can keep going and we don't go extinct. We don't become those dinosaurs and other creatures that once walked on this planet on the face of the planet, but now are no longer here. So he finds another woman. He marries to her. And then they have a family. And now he's providing for the kids and the woman. He's not going anywhere else. He's not building any more houses. He's not fishing as much as he used to. Well, I take it back. He's fishing more now. But now his purpose has become his family. Well, where has that drive gone? The drive that took him, the drive that helped him create this house, 2 houses so far, and keep fishing. The drive that got him to learn to fish, to learn to build a house. Where has all that drive gone? It hasn't gone anywhere. It just transferred into the motivation, into the drive of providing for his family now, because he has a woman and protect his woman and his kids, and maybe a white Labrador if they have one, right? Nothing's wrong with that, except one thing: we live in 2020. The fact that this woman now has more options than she ever had in the history of humankind can now easily put bigger and better options than him in front of her eyes. And at a split of a second, she leaves all of this behind that this man worked so hard for and jumps into somebody else's boat. Not saying she will do so, I'm just saying she can do so. And walk away clean-handed without having to worry about any baggage, without having to carry any baggage, without having to carry any scar from the past, as much as the man has to carry now. Why? Because the man built his universe from ground up, and now it's torn apart by her. You notice this. A lot of famous athletes, rappers, singers, actors stop producing the same level of work, stop meeting their maximum potential after they become famous. What do you think happens? Drugs, obviously, but most importantly, women. They get distracted. When they were a nobody, no woman gave them any attention. They had to cold approach. They had to do all the work. And after approaching 50 girls, they maybe took one girl on a date, and even then they couldn't get laid with her. He was constantly on his grind because he was driven. He had something to chase after, to go after. And after he has been there, now he has way too many distractions to keep him there. And he forgets what was it that brought him here in the first place, which was his grind, which was his drive. And that's when he falls. Just look into these rappers and songwriters and artists and athletes. How many of them actually stay at the top? How many of these people that we actually talk about on a day-to-day basis? I can think of two on the top of my head right now. Chris Brown and Tyga. They keep coming up with new songs every few years or so. Even Justin Bieber has dropped. Even his songs suck now. I like some of JB's songs. Hey man, I like them. But now the guy is not less talented. He's less motivated. That's the problem. And when the wife leaves that fisherman, the guy who was fishing for her and built that house for her, this probably happened 10 years after they met. This probably happened 5 years after they met, 6 years, 7 years. Now that guy don't have that. The guy doesn't have the same level of motivation, the same level of drive anymore that he did before he started this journey with her. Before he started this journey from ground up by himself of building a house and learning how to fish. Why? Because time has passed, he got older, and as we men get older, our testosterone level drops naturally unless we're on steroids. And once your testosterone levels drop, you're not as motivated. Your body doesn't recover as fast from a hard day of stressful job at your desk job, or if you're working out, or if you're doing hard labor from that as well. You think that just because you have a desk job doesn't mean your body needs to recover? Your body still goes through hell. Stress, in my opinion, is more damaging to you than physical labor. There's stress with physical labor as well. But if you're sitting at a desk job and you're more stressful there than you would be if you're working construction, that's more damaging to you in the long run, in my opinion. And his body's old. It doesn't recover as fast. His hormones, his chemicals are not running at its maximum efficiency as much as they used to when he was younger. Now he can't start from ground zero. And this is why you see so many men getting burnt in the divorce court after they get divorced. So many men getting burnt. And the rates is just going to keep going up. Unless the marriage rate keeps dropping as it is dropping now. Unless men start to become smarter and smarter as we are becoming now. Not saying every woman is like this, but I am saying that every woman can be like this. I am saying that every woman does have that power to ruin a man's life just like that, because of the society we live in, because of the laws that we have under the society today. So how much so what was the meaning? What was the purpose of this man's life? How much can you take as a man? How much more burning can you take as a man? You're old now. You got burnt out. These rappers, these athletes, these guys who work this hard to get up here, now let some woman destroy their lives. What was the point behind that? But instead, if these rappers didn't get distracted like this, instead, if this fisherman didn't get distracted by a wife, by a family, he still wouldn't be burnt. He still would be on his toes. See, it's one thing after going through something and trying to go back to it. And it's a complete different thing when you're in the process the whole time. Let me elaborate on that a little bit. Think about a military veteran, a guy who goes to the military after high school, and he comes out of the military 5 years later, and now he wants to go to college. It's different than going straight to college right after high school. Why? Because that education, the schooling process is still freshly in you. It's still freshly in your head after you get out of high school and go straight to college. Why? Because that system, the education system, it's kind of the same. You go to your classes, you take notes, you go through the tests, you take tests, you finish a semester, you move on to the next semester. Same process happening in the college. You're still studying, you're still around textbooks, you're still around the lecturing process, the taking the test process, all this and that. In the military, what do? You don't study as much. You're not near books as much. Go through training, basic training, boot camp. After that, you come out, you do your job, whatever your MOS or your AIT is, and do that for 4 years. You are not used to that college environment, of that education environment anymore. That's why it's so much harder to go back to it, and that's why most military guys don't go back and get their education, their bachelor degree or associate's degree, whatever degree they want to get. Even though the military does pay them a GI Bill, even though military does pay them for their school, they still don't do it because of that reason. So instead, if you didn't get distracted by one woman or many women, instead if you kept grinding and working hard and kept your focus into the prize. What's the prize? The prize is not that, oh, I'm here, I'm set, I'm done for. I am where I want it to be. The prize is, what's next? I'm here, I'm at the top of this mountain. Okay, what's the next mountain I need to climb? Let me keep my eyes open for that. I'm about to graduate as an aerospace engineer, and I already have my eyes on another mountain to climb, because this mountain is almost over for me, and I'm not going to get complacent. And I have heard these stories from many guys. I have another video coming up talking about that they work so hard, they do this and that, they want to get laid. And this is the other thing that you'll notice about guys, is that they will be on their ass taking 2, 3, 5 jobs at once, working from sunrise till sunset every single day, plus some more hours, when they don't have a bitch to fuck. That will get guys on their purpose quicker than anything else. If a guy is going through a dry season, a drought, he doesn't have any pussy, he doesn't have any options, because every guy knows in here that women want a man who has his shit together. Women are hypergamists. Doesn't matter how blue pill you are, you still know this. And that's why you get on your grind. But once you get there, this is where that mindset comes in. This is why we always pressure you to not just work hard, just to work hard, but know why you're working hard. Know your purpose. Be on your purpose. Do something that means something to you. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt out, or you're going to give up after you reach a certain point. You're not going to want to keep going after that. And that's not living. That's surviving at that point. Living and surviving is not the same. Breathing and living life is not the same. Going to your 9 to 5 every day just because you want to get a paycheck, just because it gives you a comfortable lifestyle, is not living. It's going with the flow. And that's why we tell you guys to get on your purpose. Because only purpose can give you that meaning of, why am I doing this? Why am I wasting so much time? Why am I spending so much time? Why am I wasting and spending so much energy on this? Why? What's the end goal? Before you even start the grind, that should be your first question you need to ask yourself. And eventually you will get that answer, I promise you, if you keep at it long enough. So, I don't know about you guys, fellas, but this is from my personal experience. When I was in a very serious committed relationship about 2 years ago, I almost thought about dropping out of college. Remember, I'm an aerospace engineer. Dropping out of college for this girl that I was with, just so I could move with her to the college town she was going to, which is a few hours away from where I am now. I knew either I'm going to keep going to college and move to my college town, which is going to get me further away from her, or I'm going to drop out of college and go to her college town and figure out some job from there. My life would have gone to shit if I did that. Why was I not as driven at that point as I am now to get my degree, to start real estate, to do whatever else I'm doing to make money? Because I wasn't single. Because I was thinking with the wrong head. Because I didn't have anything else to push me. My main focus was getting laid, getting a woman. That was my purpose. That was my motivation. That was my drive. But after that ended, I quickly figured out that that's not a good enough reason to keep doing the things, to keep working hard in this life. I need to find the actual reason that's going to keep me going even after, long after all the people from my life have left me. I still will have that reason left for me to keep going after this. And I found it. And that's why I'm still at it. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake I almost made. Because I know a lot of you guys are doing this. Giving up on your dreams, giving up on your hope, giving up on your grind just to go live with a chick, just to go move somewhere else with a chick, just to go chase more ass. Sure, you can start your grind. Sure, you can get on your purpose thinking that, hey, I want to get a lot of chicks. I want to fuck a lot of hoes. Sure, that could be your initial reason why you're getting on your grind, but I really need you to find out your actual reason, your actual purpose of why you're doing this as soon as you can. Because if you don't, as I just said, either A, you're going to get burnt out doing the work you're doing, or B, once you get to a certain level, you're going to tell yourself, you know what, I'm here, I'm done, I don't need to keep going anymore. And then at that point, you're going to just survive for the rest of your life, and you're not going to really live your life. Don't go through the flow. Don't get sucked into the matrix. It's a terrible place. Think for yourself. Do for yourself. Have your own belief system. Don't just go with the hype. Please don't. Wake up, fellas. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.